Paul Lisnek joins us now to break down some more of tonight's moments. We talked about it before the debate. Paul, issue one was, as you expected it would be, was COVID-19.
Right. And by the way, it's problematic when your attention is caught by a fly on somebody's hair and you're not paying attention.
Yeah, it's that white hair and that black fly.
But it was right there. So listen, as Taman said, do no harm was really critical for these candidates, and neither of them did do any harm, I don't think. They both spoke to their bases very clearly. Vice President Pence clearly speaking to the Trump base, and Senator Harris as well speaking to the base. The question is, did any minds change tonight? I'm not so sure. We'll see what polling says a couple of days down the line. I'm not so sure that many minds changed. The truth is, as Taman said, both candidates got in their lines. They had a list of things they wanted to work in. Senator Harris got in white supremacy and the bounties on soldiers' heads and suckers and losers, and Vice President Pence got in the Green New Deal and fracking. I think his comment on plagiarism, maybe you have to be, Mike, of a certain age to remember that one, to go back to 1980s to remember what that comment was about, but clearly that was a planned line that they just worked on getting in. I think both of them, again, it was a different dynamic than last week. Neither of them seemed to pay too much attention to Susan Page, the moderator. It was another tough road in trying to keep people on time, and Pence abused that more than Harris did.
Let's listen to a little bit of that.
Sure.
Well, the American people have demonstrated over the last 8 months that when given the facts, they're willing to put the health of their families and their neighbors and people they don't even know first.
You respect the American people when you have the courage to be a leader, speaking of those things that you may not want people to hear, but they need to hear so they can protect themselves. But this administration stood on information that if you had as a parent, if you had as a worker, knowing you didn't have enough money saved up, and now you're standing in a food line because of the ineptitude of an administration that was unwilling to speak the truth to the American people.
When you had the two-shot, by the way, it was fascinating. I'd like to watch this debate again with no sound and just watch their facial expressions. They both knew when they wanted to look at the camera and speak to the American people and when they wanted to have a reaction, such as, I don't believe that, to when the other candidate was speaking. But they were strong, I think, against each other. They both knew how to point arrows. And Ray and Micah, I think this is one that may not change many minds, but certainly one both parties can be proud of. Their candidates did fine tonight. No harm done.
Yeah. All right, Paul, thank you so much.